Hello and welcome to this video where we are going to learn about geospatial data processing and geospatial data visualization using Python. This is the first video in a series of videos, and therefore consider subscribing to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out anytime we release a new video. Any geospatial data processing has a backbone, and the backbone is mapping. And therefore, in this video, we are going to start with mapping, and then in the subsequent videos, we are going to see how we can be able to append data to our maps so that we can have things that are more communicating. So to start with, you need to install the requisite libraries for you to be able to do the basic mapping that we're going to do in this video. And in this case, we use a library which is known as Folium. Volume is desirable because it enables us to create interactive and dynamic maps. Unlike other libraries that could give us static maps that we cannot be able to interact with, Folium gives us very interactive maps. If you are using an Accorder distribution environment, in this case, in the Jupyter Notebook, you need to install Folium. And also, if you're using Google Colab, you also need to install Folium because it doesn't come as default. So use pip install to install it. If it already exists in your case, to tell you requirement already satisfied like I have over here. The next thing that you need to do is to import Folium. And after importing Folium, we go ahead and we create a variable known as world_map, and we call a method of Folium known as map, in which case we define the dimensions of our maps. In this case, we are going to start with a zoom start of 2, and we have defined the location using an array 00 to mean that we want it to appear at the center of our display. After we do that, we go ahead and we create a JSON data, and the JSON data is usually used as a format to encode the spatial data structures. And we use the JSON format, which stands for JavaScript Object Notation. So in this case, we are using an already existing set that is available in this URL that we have provided here. And we want to use the JSON format more specifically to capture the boundaries of the various countries and territories that we have in the world, because we want to display the world map. After that, we now come and add the JSON layer to the map object that we created. So we come here and say folium.json. Now this is an object of folium that we are creating here. We pass the JSON data, which is this one that is we have created the variable for over here. And then we go ahead and define several other parameters for this data. We start by name, we call it world because it's a world map. Then we define the style function, starting with the fill color, which is green. And then we want to, since you want to add this fill color to the world map, you use the append method. In this case, we use the dot add to, then you pass whatever you want to add to. In this case, it's the world map that we had called over here. Remember, in this first case, we just created a skeleton which had a white background, but now we want it to be more clear for us to see. So we have changed the background to green for purposes of us seeing. After doing that, the next thing that we need to do is to display the map. And for us to be able to display the map, you can either use the print method in Python, or if you are a frequent Python programmer, you know that any element that appears at the end of the cell, so long as it is printable, it will be printed. So you can run that particular cell. It may take some time to fetch the data, depending on how fast your computer is, and if you're using Google Colab, depending on how fast your internet is. So after it has fetched your data, you'll have something like this, which is a map of the world. You can be able to see the African continent over here. We have the Asia, Australia, Europe, the American continent, both North America and South America. Now, this map as it is, we say that we desire an interactive map. So can we be able to change the dimensions of this map? Yes, you can be able to zoom. And after zooming, I can be able to see my country, Kenya, over here. And if I zoom in my country, I can be able to see the various counties that are available, starting with the first county, Mombasa, going to the capital, Nairobi, going to the other city, Kisumu. Then we have another city known as Nakuru. And you can be able to even zoom further. And once you zoom further, you can be able to see other natural features such as forest, mountains, lakes, and so on. So that is just Kenya. You can move to other parts of the world. For instance, we can go to India, and if you go to India, you can be able to zoom and you're able to see the various other parts of India. You can also be able to move to America, and once we go to America, in this case, let us focus on the United States of America. If we zoom further, we can be able to see the maps of the states are forming, and you can be able to see the various states. And if you continue zooming further, you get finer details. Now, in our subsequent videos, what we are going to do is we are going to append data to this map so that you can be able to see things such as population density. You can talk of GDP. You can talk of things such as take organizations that have branches across the world and they have their sales in CSV data, and you want to visualize it in this particular map. We are going to do exactly that in our subsequent videos. So that is it for today. Consider subscribing so that you don't miss out in our subsequent videos. Thank you so much.